The premise of One Punch Man really shouldn't work. If the main protagonist has infinite power and can defeat any enemy in one punch, how can that create a compelling story with stakes and danger? And how can that possibly translate to a video game without getting boring? The answer in the source material is to turn the whole story into a comedy that plays with the cliches established by decades of action anime, and it works well. The answer in One Punch Man, A Hero Nobody Knows, is to only let you control the titular One Punch Man sparingly, and it does not work as well. But there are still some fun ideas peppered throughout.
Then all I have to do is create a situation where you have to fight me. Saitama, come stop me!
One Punch Man, A Hero Nobody Knows is developed by the studio behind last year's Jump Force, and it apes that Shonen Universe mashup to a fault. The simple combos and easy-to-execute special moves feel nearly identical, the similarly lackluster story presentation is here, and the repetitive mission-based gameplay is, well, repeated. In some areas, however, One Punch Man has the advantage of being second to bat, and there are small improvements and new elements over Jump Force's first draft. Fun stuff, like being able to decorate and arrange your own apartment. One Punch Man looks good as long as you're in the action. The combat is flashy and well animated, but when it comes to cutscenes, you can see how characters move in this stilted, uncomfortable way or bounce awkwardly with exaggerated idle animations while waiting for the right moment to activate their angry pose. But in the right conditions, A Hero Nobody Knows looks remarkably close to the show. It even emulates Saitama's penchant for changing his face completely depending on how he's feeling.
100 squats! And a 10-kilometer run! Every single day!
Most of the time, you're playing as a custom character you create at the start. You're trying to become a professional hero, and your path happens to cross with the main events of the anime's story. Early customization options are disappointingly limited, but stores frequently update with new items as you progress, and the available clothing and add-ons get stranger and stranger. You get to wear the costumes of your favorite heroes from the anime, or make your own absurd hero outfit with things like horse masks. You've really gotta love how willing it is to let you make yourself look like an absolute fool. Combat is arguably the highlight of A Hero Nobody Knows. Pulling off powerful combos and ending a barrage with a flashy special move to eviscerate your opponent is satisfying, and I found a mild challenge in figuring out the best combination of special abilities. It is a fighting game, but it's not as deep as something like Street Fighter V or Dragon Ball FighterZ. With its RPG elements and focus on discovering and equipping moves that can be mapped to a quick select menu, it walks a middle ground between an action game and a fighting game without ever landing confidently on either side. That makes fights feel inconsistent. One of the unique elements of fights is holding out while you wait for a backup hero to come to the rescue. Against especially powerful enemies, trying to stay alive as long as you can while picture-in-picture video shows heroes like Moomin Rider on the way to help is a thrill.
I'm not done yet!
The most exciting hero who shows up is, without a doubt, Saitama.
So, what's the situation?
Fans of the source material would have felt cheated if the titular One Punch Man did not function the way he does in the anime and manga, and thankfully Spike Chunsoft has fully embraced his absurd power. He can, indeed, defeat every enemy in one punch, and it's always satisfying and funny. In local multiplayer, you can set the rules for how Saitama appears, which is smart. Online is a little rockier though. At the time of writing this review, which is after release, it took a fairly significant amount of time to connect to online matches. But once you get in, the experience is good and there's very little lag, so it's not too big a knock. And keep in mind that online multiplayer is ultimately a small piece of the larger game. The focus is primarily on its approximately 10-hour single-player campaign.
Hey, that's hey!
One Punch Man, A Hero Nobody Knows is an incremental improvement compared to last year's very similar Jump Force, but combat can still be frustrating as it struggles with the identity crisis of being neither a solid action RPG or a focused fighting game. The lackluster presentation and limited cutscene animation undercuts its attempt to feel like a worthwhile interactive translation of the source material, but playing as the intentionally overpowered Saitama is always fun. For more, check out our reviews of Dragon Ball Z Kakarot and the Mortal Kombat 11 Joker DLC, and for everything else, keep it right here on IGN.